Today we're going to make a super fun Lego font keychain using Tinkercad, so let's get cracking. To speed things up, we're going to start with the bit.ly. Please type bit.ly/Lego HL and press enter. This takes you to a project of mine with the Lego font. Of course, it is set to copy and tinker, so don't forget the golden rule of Tinkercad. Give a reaction before you copy and tinker. Now, when you do this, you get an exact copy of my project. Notice it says copy of Lego font. Let's quickly just change this to Lego, and we're going to put KC for keychain because that's what we're going to make. All right, so if you're watching closely, these just arrived. I am adding notes in here that'll show you how to get to other awesome tutorials. I do want to quickly highlight, if this is your first time using Tinkercad, these are my day one tutorials, and you'll likely find them useful. Once again, this is the Lego font, free for personal use, and let me show you how to keep it so you can use it forever. Click on it. Simply go up to Your Creations, and then click on Create Shape. I like to type the name of it, that way the font name does not get lost. We do need to hit Allow Editing and Save Shape. As you can see, I've done it twice. I'm going to click on the gear, and that's how you delete the extra one. Confirm. Bingo. Step 1 completed. Lego's always available. Now you can do this for other shapes as well. I'm going to highlight this little guy. It is a keychain hole. I gave this tutorial out the other day. Awesome to have added. We are going to use it in a minute. So if you haven't completed that tutorial, you can use this link right here to find it. So let's make this into a keychain. Instead of Lego, I'm going to put lions because it's almost football season. I will put an exclamation point. Let's see how that looks, even if this font does exclamation points. Bingo, that does work. I'm going to change it to blue just because that's more fun with the lions. Find the color I like. Bang. Now I want to make a background. Check this out. Export. Selected shape. SVG. I'm going to store that in my downloads folder and simply hit save. Now I'm going to choose import. Choose that file. There it is in the downloads. Simply choose open. I want the art, exact same measurements, and hit import. After a moment it arrives, I'm going to set it to a height of 2 and press enter. I'm going to maximize the quality, even though on this shape it really doesn't show up that much. Now here's where it gets really cool. I'm going to change this instead to silhouette. You can see how that is going to be the back of our keychain. I'm going to hit work plane, which is the letter W. I'm going to click on our text, and I'm going to hit D to drop. Now I can grab those two, choose L for align, let either one of them be the master, and choose center and center. There's our start of our keychain. I'm going to click on this piece and make it an awesome gray. Find the one that I think is cool on the custom. Click on it again and do Control D, and this time we swap to outer line mode. I'm going to go from 5, which is huge, to 2 and press enter, and also change it to round because I like how that does the edges. W for work plane so we can see it better, and bang, there is our awesome keychain. How cool is that? Let me quickly grab that keychain connector again. Once again, it is in Your Creations, and we can simply grab it and bring it out to reuse. I'm going to rotate this around so it sits here the way I want. I'm going to have it poke out just like that, and then we can simply ungroup it. I've got my nudge set to 0.25. That way I can nudge it to the exact place that I think is cool. And then watch this. Double click to edit. I can simply double click on this piece and I can bring it back to a spot that fits. Double click on this one and bring it back to a spot that fits as well. If I want those to still sweep the way they were, I can just adjust the handle to get it exactly how I want. Notice if you adjust with the arrow keys, that makes it even easier. Double click, find that curve, it's up on here. And because of the angle that I'm doing this time, I think I want it right there. Finish sketch. And bingo, our parts are in place. I'm going to grab these right now and do Control G to union group. Detroit Lions keychain in just a few minutes. Now I do have a glitch right here. Let's fix this super quick. If I double click and change this to 2.2, let's see if that solves it. Click outside. Notice it does take a moment for it to snap, and bang, that's solved as well. Now I'm going to print this using layer height on my Prusa Core 1 Plus. Simply click export. I need the STL. And in my 3D modeling folder, I'm going to call it Lion's Keychain and hit save. Of course, now I've bounced to Prusa Slicer. Let's hit add. In my 3D modeling folder, of course, that one is right on top. I've got an awesome gray silver silk that I love to use for Lion's keychains. I'm going to simply hit slice with the 0.2 settings right now, and then we're going to back it up so that we can change that color. Of course, because of my 0.2 layers, I'm going to start at 2.2, and then I'm going to right click and I'm going to do a color change. We can hit slice again. As you can see, the whole thing is going to take about 13 minutes. Let's hit send to connect, and I'm going to set it to ready. Let's hit confirm and send it for 3D printing. And here we are with the awesome blue silver printing. Just waiting for when the filament gets kicked out so we can add the blue. I'm going to be using Elegoo Rapid PLA Plus. And after a few minutes, bingo, we get to the spot where we do our color change. And of course, that means we can pull out the filament and swap to the PLA Plus. With it inserted, I'm going to hit yes. Since I already inserted the filament, I can also hit continue. It starts to heat, and then of course we get the purge. Just like that, I can hit yes, and the print continues. I'm going to just speed this up a little bit with video editing. And bingo. Sweet Lego font Lion's keychain. How cool is that? So let's do a quick wrap up. Of course, I want to highlight the free fonts and then also the parts that you can reuse. Being able to store those as your creations makes you so much faster while designing in Tinkercad. Of course, if you use the technique to make something awesome, I'd love to hear about it in the comments. Also cool if you take a moment to share it with the HLMT23 tag. If you're looking to add more fonts or do other cool things, make sure you check the links that I'm sharing up above. I do quickly want to say thank you to everybody that supports me via YouTube memberships. Don't forget there are 3 levels of support as low as $5 a month. With any level of support, you get early access to videos. Make sure you also pay attention for those members only posts. A massive shout out as well to my Patreon supporters. It is a fantastic free messaging area where you can ask questions, post designs, gain skills. Of course, you can learn more with the bit.ly up above or the link in the description. Finally, friends, I want to thank you for watching. Don't forget every time you like, hype, share a video, add a comment down below, or click subscribe. You're helping HLModTech get just a little bigger, which absolutely makes my day. Friends, have a glorious day, and keep tinkering.